Arne, thanks for talking to us. Lots of excitement for Friday start of the Premier League from Liverpool supporters, but it's going to be an emotional evening as well with the tribute to Diogo and his brother. A chance for Liverpool supporters to show their love, I suppose.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, again, and an opportunity for everyone to come together, which Liverpool fans do so well.
Yeah, we celebrated really well. And that's what we did a few months ago. But when there's grief or we have to mourn, that's then this club is also very special. And players have conducted themselves tremendous in this period of time. But our fans have showed their grief and support to Diogo, his brother, and his family as well, in the best possible way. So I'm expecting it to be impressive, but also emotional tomorrow again.
Yeah. In terms of pre-season, new signings, you got them in quite early, which is nice. How have they settled?
And not all of them, but 3 of them we got in quite early with Jeremy, Milos, and Florian. Hugo came in, I think, 2 weeks ago, which is to a certain extent still quite early.
Yeah.
As expected, but they came into a team that has a proper idea of how to play football, and that is always, if you then are a good player, which they are, it helps you to settle in. But I still have to adjust small things to the new ones coming in, compared with the ones that stay behind, because they're not one-on-one the same players as the one that left, because, and that's in my opinion forgotten a little bit, 3-4 starters left the club as well.
How important is your role in that? Because my experience of going to new clubs, especially players come to Liverpool, is there's a big responsibility on the other players to help, but also your role, not just on the pitch, but being, in terms of, because I think it's unfair to a degree that everybody expects these new players to just adapt so quickly. So your role is really important, no?
Yeah, it is. To a certain extent, it's normal that people expect them to adapt so fast because they are big signings. These are players, good players. But still for them, as you know even better than me, because you played in this league for so many years, everybody will tell you that this is a different league than all the others in terms of intensity. And then we still need to wait for the moment of time when the Champions League starts and we play every 3 days. That is not new to, for example, Jeremy or Florian. But the intensity of the league is different, and
also the expectation of the fans.
Yeah.
As they play for Liverpool now, that's no disrespect to Leverkusen.
No,
because
because Leverkusen had some great seasons with Xabi Alonso, but history-wise, that's different than playing for Liverpool. That's for sure. So all these things you have to take into account, and like I said, we're very happy with the quality we've brought in. And there is no time in football. And these players already showed again in Bilbao and to a certain extent also against Palace that we've got very good and talented players in. But that we still, and that's I think normal if you lose 4 or 5 starters and you bring 4 or 5 starters in, we will be better in 1 to 3 weeks, 1 to 3 months than we are at this moment of time. But I think we are still good, or not good enough. We are for sure good enough to be competitive against every team we play.
Do you feel individually yourself a different pressure now because of the success? Because a lot of people, including me, beginning of last season was thinking you're going to need some time, and then you go and play so well, you win the league, and now the expectation, but the pressure on yourself. I mean,
No, I think last season I also felt pressure on myself because everybody. Maybe didn't expect a lot, so that also comes down with a certain pressure. Because everybody was after Jürgen, it's impossible. I think now we might need more time than we needed last season because the manager changed, but the players stayed the same. And I've said many times that the playing style between Jürgen and me is not so different that it takes ages for them to be adapted to.
Yes.
Now players need to adapt to each other. And we also brought different profiles in, so we cannot compare Florian Wirtz with any player we've got. Yeah, maybe with Harvey Elliott, but he didn't play that much last season. And and Jeremy Frimpong is a completely different profile than Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
So this is something that might need some time, but let's be clear, that's no excuse for our results in the beginning of the
But
season.
it's a reason. It's understanding that, isn't it? From the fans' perspective, I think they understand it as well. New players do need time.
Yeah, that is true. But I think in the beginning of the season, everybody needs a bit of time.
Yeah.
Because we're not the only team that brought in new players. The only difference is that we also sold starters where, if I'm correct, and I think I'm correct, but our main competitors, and we know where I'm talking about, they only brought players in and none of their players left. So that's an addition. With us, it's a replacement.
Yeah.
Very good replacements, by the way, but very good additions from the other teams as well. So yeah, that's why it's going to be such an interesting league to follow again this season.
Can I ask you just about the midfield, because it's the area I always look at for obvious reasons, but you've got an abundance of talent.
Yeah.
Different profiles who can play different roles, but I'm a big fan of Curtis Jones. His versatility, he can play in these different positions. I thought his last season was his best season in terms of contribution. Where do you see him at his best? Because it's a blessing and a curse. Sometimes I played on the right, centrally, sometimes on the left, and yeah, I think he's even played at right back in one game, didn't he? But
Twice, by the way.
he played left wing when he came in the team a couple of years ago. He's played on the wings, because he's talented.
Yeah.
And I like him. But where do you see him eventually being his best role?
I think if you ask him and if you ask me, we both have the same idea. That's number 8. That would be his best position. So with a number 6 next to him or behind him, and that he has a bit of freedom, because what you just said is true. He played in every single position. And if you're able to do that, you feel comfortable everywhere on the pitch. So if you feel comfortable everywhere on the pitch, you like to go to different position. And for me, a number 6 should be much more keeper's position. So and that he can do this, but he prefers to have a little bit more freedom. And as a 10, he's also able to play that role. But I think he's better if the ball is in front of him, or he's behind the ball, let's put it that way, than when he has to wait for the ball to come to him, because he's quite impatient, which is also his quality. He likes to have the ball a lot. So for me, his best position would be the number 8. And that's also probably the position where we have most competition with with McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai.
You mentioned just before about your competitors, obvious candidate, Arsenal, Man City, strengthening. Do you see Chelsea coming into that as well now?
I expected them to win last season already.
Really?
Yeah. The amount of quality they have. And they were, in the start of the season, they were into it. So I think they were, after 10 games, they were...
Even by December, they were.
Yeah, they were still there. So squad depth, quality they have, very good manager as well. And I think they've showed this by winning the trophies they won last season. Good for us is that they also had a period last season where they struggled, and that's why they couldn't compete till the end for the league title. But now again, they're strengthening the team again. So yeah, very good team, good players, good manager. So a team that's, in my opinion, one of the ones that are really challenged for a league title.
What are your qualities? I never really hear you moan too much about in interviews and stuff. Maybe because you're winning a lot, but when you I hear, and it frustrates me personally. Fixture congestion, player welfare. I understand some of it, but if you're at the top of football, Liverpool Football Club, you're in all these competitions. Do we not hear you whinge about it because you understand it, or is it now getting to a point where it is too much? Do you think?
Maybe it helped that we weren't at the Club World Cup, because that tournament was a lot for the players. I think the good thing is only once in 4 years, but I was looking forward to going to the Premier League and have the FA Cup and have the League Cup, and of course we all want to be in the Champions League. So in these competitions you definitely want to be in, and I was annoyed and frustrated that we went out of the FA Cup so soon. So this is one of the nicest things of England, that we have these two leagues which are very special in this country. In some countries the cup is like, okay, it's the cup, but here it really means something. So if you talk about this, I don't think there are too many fixtures. The Club World Cup was a lot to ask, especially if you look at Paris Saint-Germain, for example. Maybe only had 1 week to prepare now for the Super Cup they had to play. 1 week, that is. I think players like to play a lot of games. We like to play a lot of games, but they definitely deserve a minimum of 3 weeks of holiday if you have to play so many fixtures. And if that is not possible, then it gets too much, in my opinion.
I went with Wayne Rooney last night. He said he saw you in Ibiza. Yeah. So if you win, you've won the Premier League, you celebrate in Ibiza. If you win the Champions League, what is it, Vegas?
No.
Don't know yet.
No, then I'm probably am again in Ibiza. I want to say I celebrated the league title over there. What I did was enjoyed my holidays.
Exactly.
But the moment I met him, that was in Ushuaia. So we were both having a good time over there. And he celebrated our league title with Liverpool. No,
no, he won't know.
No.
Last little question, because we know you listen to talkSPORT sometimes. Do you have a favourite show?
The morning is mostly when I drive in, and then I listened, especially with my former car, because it was in the playlist. Now I have to get it again, but it helps me with my vocabulary, maybe, and there are 1 or 2 good pundits as well. So,
although if you're listening to Alan and Ali, the Scottish guys, that can't help your vocabulary, can it?
It's nice to listen to them, by the way. Their humor is quite nice. Although one of the 2 is, I think, a United fan, and it's quite clear, isn't it? Not McCoy's, but the other one. When the 2 of them do together, I think one of them is a big United fan.
I'm not sure. I don't think Alan Brazil is. He played for United.
Okay.
Many years ago.
Okay. But no, it's a good show to listen to in the morning if you don't want to listen to music. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.